Hello and welcome back, scholars. Today we're going to focus on, or our learning target is, I can count the squares in a partitioned rectangle to identify the total number of squares. Remember, when we talk about the word partition, it means to divide or separate into equal parts or equal shares. All right, so we have this rectangle that has been partitioned into a number of sections. And let's look at the basics. We remember that when we talk about the section that is going across, that is called a row. Row goes from left to right, from right to left, left to right, right to left. That is a row. These are rows. So how many rows are there? 1, 2, 3 rows in this example. Then we have the column. The column goes from up to down or down to up. So these are columns. How many columns are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now the rows, the position of the rows are horizontal. It's in a horizontal fashion. And then the columns are vertical. Okay, so let's look and see. Our job is to count the squares in this partition rectangle to figure out how many squares there are. We could count each one individually, but that's not the most efficient way of counting. So instead, let's think about how many rows of what that we have. So we already said that there are 3 rows. Maybe I'll color coordinate this. So 3 rows of, keyword of, and how many columns? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 columns. 3 rows of 5 equals. So remember a long time ago when we learned skip counting, we can skip count by 3s or we can skip count by 5s. 5s tend to be the easier one, so we can start with that. 5. Let's do it in the order that it's in. 5, 10, 15. Okay, or we can count in 3s. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Same amount each time. All right, so 3 rows of 5. All right, equals 15. Now I'm going to give you a little hint. This is a precursor or a little bonus. This is a precursor to multiplication. So whenever you hear your older brother or sister talk about times, I know my times tables, that is multiplication. So this is the same thing as 3 times 5 equals 15, or 5 times 3 equals 15. That's a bonus. That's not something you're required to know in 2nd grade. But look here, you're ready for 3rd grade already. All right, so looking forward to seeing you counting the squares in a partition rectangle to identify the total number of squares using an efficient way of counting them, skip counting within the rows or columns. Oh, one more last quick thing. Remember we learned repeated addition? You could also say 3, 5 times. 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 equals 15, or 5, 5, 5. So there's 3 5s right there. So we could say 5 plus 5 plus 5 equals 15. So repeated addition or skip counting will help you to count more efficiently. We look forward to hearing your efficient ways of counting this partition rectangle.